Hello guys, welcome back to this channel and thanks for viewing this video. Today we are going to talk about radio buttons. I'm going to show you how to create radio buttons using Java graphical user interface classes. So a radio button is a GUI component that you can use to allow you to choose only one of a predefined set of manually exclusive options. So we're going to write some code and we will see how to create these radio buttons using Java GUI. And I can guarantee you it's nothing difficult. All right, so my project in this video is organized this way. I have the first class, my main class, which is containing this line of code that I'm using to create a frame and a frame of type myFrame. And myFrame is my second class, which is extending the JFrame class, which is used for creating frames in Java. And here are the properties of the frame. And I need to implement an ActionListener interface. So I will add implement ActionListener. And as usual, I need to import the ActionListener class. And I also need to add an unimplemented method, which is the ActionPerformed method. We will not need a size for this particular video. So let me remove that. We have the title, we have the set location relatives. This is going to make sure that the frame would appear at the center of the screen. And here we have set the layout manager to flow layout. Okay, and then we need to add the pack method just to make sure that the size of the frame would adjust according to the size of the components that it will contain. So we say this, that pack, that base. So now still in the constructor, we can add some radio buttons. What we're going to do, because we will use these radio buttons in our ActionPerformed method, I think. So we are going to declare our radio buttons globally. So outside of the constructor, I will say JRadioButton. I'll call this radio button 1. Okay, I need to import the radio button, JRadioButton class. That's it. I will copy and paste. So I will say JRadio button 2, radio button 3, and then radio button 4. So now in the constructor, I'm going to instantiate the radio buttons. So I will say radio button 1, assignment operator, new JRadio button. All right. I need to write here DO. All right. There's an O missing here. I can set the text of this to, I will simply write orange. That's it. And then I will simply copy as usual, paste. So I will say radio button 2. This one would be banana. So I'm going to write the names of the fruits. And the third one will be mango. The fourth one would be apple. And that was the last one. So I will change this here. So I will say radio button 3, radio button 4. And now I need to add these radio buttons so that we will see the result on the screen. So I will say this, making reference to the frame, and I will say radio button 1. That's it. Let me copy and paste. And I will say radio button 2, radio button 3, radio button 4. So this would add the radio buttons to the frame. So now let me run. So for this to work, for you to be able to actually see the frame, you need to extend the frame, okay? And then in the main class, you need to have this line of code. So create a frame of type myFrame or whatever name you gave to your second class here. So let me run. Now you can see that we're having a frame and that is containing 4 radio buttons. So I can click on these particular radio buttons. And also because we are using the pack method, as I told you here, our frame is adjusting its size based on the size of the component. So if I add another component to this particular frame, the size of this frame would also change, would also adapt itself. All right. So you could also notice that when you run, we are being able to select all the radio buttons at once. So at one time. So what if we want to be able to select only one radio button at a time? Meaning that if one radio button is checked or selected, then the other buttons are unchecked or must be unchecked, or deselected. So to do that, we'll have to create a button group in our constructor. So down here, we will simply say button group. We will say radio button. So I'm using this name just to make it explicit. So I will say button, and then I will import this particular button group. So the next thing we need to do is to add our radio buttons to this particular button group. So that would be button group, because that's the name we gave to the radio button group, because that's the name we gave to our button group, that add, and then the name of the radio button. So that will be radio button 1. So I will simply copy and paste. I will change this to radio button 2, radio button 3, radio button 4. Let me comment this. So now let's run. Nothing is showing. We need to add the button group to our frame. So we will say this, that add radio button underscore group, semicolon. Now let's run. So when we select the radio buttons, you can notice that only one radio button is selected at a time. So as you could see, the particularity here is that the button group is not added to the frame. So you first have to add your radio buttons to the frame, and then you simply create a button group. You add your radio buttons to the button group. So this is going to make sure that these radio buttons are going to be seen as being part of a button group, okay? So that when you click on one radio button, the other radio buttons would automatically be deselected or unchecked. So now we are going to add some action listeners because we want to check the button that has been selected. All right. So as you can remember, here we said that we are implementing the action listener interface, and we want our radio buttons to actually be able to listen to the action events. So that's why we need to add the action listener to these particular radio buttons. So let me come here and I will simply say radio button 1, not add action listener. And I will say this, making reference to this particular class. So I will copy, paste it here. So I'll say radio button 2, radio button 3, radio button 4. Okay. So what we want to do is that if the user clicks on the radio button, which is having the text orange here, we want our program to output in a console, you like orange. Okay. If he clicks on banana, we want to output some text in the console saying you like banana. If he clicks on mango, it will output you like mango. If he clicks on apple, it will output you like apple. All right. So since our radio buttons are already listening, we have already added the action listener here. All we have to do is to come in our action performed method. We will write some if-else statements. So we will first say if. Now let us pass the argument here. We will change the name to EVT, making reference to the event. So we say EVT that get source. So if the source of the event is radio button 1, all right, now in a curly braces, we will say that we want our system to output some text. So system.out print line, and I will simply write some string text here. I will say you like orange, like this. And then I will say else if the event source is equal to radio button 2, then we want to output a different message. So radio button 2 was banana, if I'm not mistaken. Let me come here. Okay, so radio button 2 is banana. So let me simply copy and paste. So here I will say radio button 3. For radio button 3 here, I said that's mango. So I will say you like mango. And here it's 4. And I will say you like apple. All right, so just like I was saying, if this means that if the user clicks on radio button 1, this message would output in the console saying you like orange. If he clicks on radio button 2, you like banana. If he clicks on radio button 3, you like mango. If he clicks on radio button 4, you like apple. So now let's check that when you run, and let me click on orange. Now you see in the console, you like orange. Let me click on banana, you like banana. Let me check the mango box, you like mango. Let me check the apple box, and it says you like apple. So you can actually use images as well, and then see how to manipulate your images. When you check a particular box, the image would appear. When you check a particular radio button, an image or an icon would appear or something like that. So for this video, we are going to stop here. I just wanted to show you how you could use radio button in Java using the JRadioButton class, and how you can also associate action event and action listeners to your radio buttons and output some message. Just a very simple, very small application. So I hope this video was informative, and please don't forget to like, to share, to subscribe to this channel for more videos like this one. Let's meet in the next video.